Did you know that the census is due this year on April 1st? And guess what? This time we can finally count as Caribbean. This year, all you have to do is 1. Check the race box, and 2. Write in your country of birth or ancestry. You can answer by the paper form, online, or by phone. Everybody counts in Census 2020. So count as Caribbean. Yes, we count.
Strong in this time, son. I'm a survivor. I will survive. I will survive. And I'm a firm believer. I'm forever shine. Just to stay alive. That simple means it. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can kill my energy. Nobody can hold me stick.
As you're coming, guys, share the thing. As you're coming, just press the share thing. You guys hear me? You guys hear me? No audio? Let me make sure you guys hear me. Yeah, you guys should be hearing me. Let me know if you guys hearing me. Press love if you're hearing me. Let me know if you guys hear me. Press love if you guys hearing me. Press love if you're hearing me. And as you're coming, go ahead and press the share button, all right? And say, I share. Share it and say, I share. Share it and say, I share. Let me share the thing as well. As you come in, share the thing and say, I share. How you doing? Okay, Genevieve. Yes, you hear me. Thank you, Genevieve. Thank you so much. Unstoppable. Bless up, my brother. How you doing? Bless up. Unstoppable TV. Big up yourself, my brother. Guys, the keyword is I share, right? The keyword is I share. So as you come in, just share the thing, press share, and say I share, and I'm going to big you up. All right? Just say I share, and I'll big you up right now. Go ahead. Just share the thing, say I share, and I'm going to big you up and put it up on the screen. Hey, good evening to you. Andrea, big up yourself, Andrea. Big up yourself. Always nice having you locked on. Let me see. Leisha. Thomas, big up yourself. Thank you so much. You share and we appreciate you. Kizzy Jack, you share. We love you. Thank you so much. Tiana Stafford, thank you so much. You share. Thank you so much. More Franklin, thank you so much for sharing. You share. Thank you so much. Genevieve Gitta, thank you so much. Val Phillip, thank you so much for sharing. Sharing is caring, guys. If you share, say I share. If you share, say I share. We have a lot to discuss today. We have a lot to talk about. I want you guys to input on the topic. We have a lot to discuss. We have a lot to talk about. So as you come in, share the thing, my brother. Share. Hey, Kellan, my brother, how you doing? Big up yourself, Kellan. Yeah, man. Back in SAS days. I remember my homeboy Kellan. Big up yourself. Well, sharing. Michelle Langine, thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. Big up yourself, Michelle. Pamela Henry, you share? Pamela Henry, share the thing, Pamela. Yes. Earl Thomas. Earl, thank you for sharing, my brother. Thank you so much. Erla. Sorry, Erla. I thought I saw Earl. You know, my eye does go this way and that way sometimes. Erla Thomas, thank you so much for sharing. Sharing is caring. We appreciate you. Kadisha Sylvester McDonald, KSMD, thank you so much for sharing. Who else we have? Portia Musgrove, thank you so much for sharing, putting it on your page. Jackie Chaitan, I see you, thank you so much. We love you, Jackie Chaitan, big up yourself. Yvonne Mason, you share. We love you. Sharing is caring. Natasha Charles, thank you so much for sharing. And my friend Kellan, always sharing. Thank you so much, Kellan. We really appreciate you. I really appreciate the share. Your friends now get opportunity. Hi, Alicia Thomas, Lydia James. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Guys, share the thing. Listen. we work hard to bring the show every day, right? So all we want you to do is share. All you have to do is share, you know. Because today we're having a interesting conversation. On Thursdays, we do the Dear Riders, and my producer is in the waiting room. She waiting to engage on this topic, but we want everybody to be a part of the Dear Riders. Now, how the Dear Riders work? Let me tell you how it works. So folks write in, folks who too shy to come on and show their face on television, they write us in. They write us Dear Riders and tell us what they want to say. And we come and we talk about it right here. Today we're going to try to get to a number of them, you know, because sometimes people send in 3 and 5. We don't get to do all of it on the show, so we try to spread it out. So we're going to try to do as much as we could do today on this
second
Riders, Dear Riders program. So, okay, guys. Hey. Michelle Langainse Jr. We're going to talk about that. Michelle, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the incident that we just heard about today. We just heard about it today. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the suicide, the spike in suicide that's happening in Grenada right now. People are frustrated. I understand. We're going to talk about it. But for right now, I want a little share. But when we reach 200, we start to talk. When we reach 200, we start to talk. So all you have so much sharing to do. Mavis Joseph, we have some more work to do. All you share the thing quick, so we can start talking now. Share the thing quick so we can start talking. Lacey J, how you doing? Miserable Lacey J, but we love you still. Lacey J has been with the family for a long time. Lacey J, big up yourself. Jackie Chaitan, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Deanne Fraser, thank you so much. Our moderator extraordinaire. Deanne Fraser, thank you so much. Guys, sharing is caring, eh? So keep sharing. Keep sharing up the thing. You hear someone talking? Who talking there? Who Lacey J here talking? Lacey J. Let me introduce my guest.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Lord. Let me tell you something. My life is not a bed of roses, especially when I have to work with this lady. Lynn is the producer extraordinaire. She put me under a lot of stress every day. And on Thursday, I decided I'll bring her on the program so she could understand what the dreadlocks go through every day. I give her 1 day to come and chat with me. And every time I bring Lynn on the program, she don't want to come. So
oh, Jesus.
All right, putting her in. That is where she had to be, right here on a Thursday. All right, right here on a Thursday. So this is Dear Riders. Lynn, producer, welcome. How you doing?
Boy, Diane, I saw you. I saw what you wrote. Girl, Junior head and right as usual. Junior have me even have on brown on my titty, but I'm okay.
Okay. Lynn, I don't have on pants, but nobody don't have to know that. Nobody don't know what's under here, Lynn. I put on a shirt and I'm in my boxers. Nobody know that. That's how it is. I'm in my house. What you expect? Lynn, just tie your head and get ready. That's what I'm talking about. That is the thing.
Woo!
All right, guys. Boy. So, Lynn, we have a lot to talk about today.
Hey, everybody. Hey. Exactly, Lacey. Tell him to leave me alone. Exactly.
Yes, we're going to leave you alone. After the show, we're going to leave you alone. I promise you that. All right, guys. So Lynn, let's right before showtime, about 10-15 minutes before we started the show, we got breaking news. Actually, it was an hour before showtime. We got breaking news of another suicide. Now, we don't have a lot of information on the suicide that happened in Grenada, right? But what's striking about this whole situation, it is the third reported suicide in St. Patrick within this pandemic period. It's the third reported suicide within St. Patrick in this pandemic period. So I want to talk. We had psychologists on the program before, and somebody write in this, and they want to know, dear Ryder, what is really happening in the parish of St. Patrick? What is really happening? Is it that people are stressed? Is it that people can't cope with it? What is really happening? So let us talk. Let us talk. Let us conversate. So we're going to start with the first rider. Lynn,
Yep.
3 suicide within this pandemic period. You reported it. We put it up on the page. From your perspective, from your point of view, what the hell you think happening?
Man, it could be anything. As you said, it could be stress. It could be a horn. Who knows?
Uh,
I don't know. But I mean, Grenada is too small for that, But hey, you never know what goes through someone's mind, even though they're smiling, but you never know.
yeah.
It's sad. It's a sad situation. I
Listen,
mean, we don't have anything much to go on it, but
people are overlooking this pandemic. People are overlooking the fact of stay at home, put on your mask, and just isolate yourself. I believe, right? Human beings need to congregate. We have that urge, that yearning to be with people, to be around people. And to stay at home for for a long extended period of time, it plays on people's psyche. I ain't gonna lie, it plays
it
on
it
people's psyche.
does.
You
It
know,
does. Because I mean, I've been home for 10 weeks now.
uh,
And to be honest, the second week, I was like, oh God, I got dead. I got dead. You know?
mhm.
Boy, but when I hear they say black people are more dying than the white folks, I
Uh-huh.
stop complaining. I stop complaining. You know? So
Yeah.
I understand depression is real. It's real. It's real.
Listen, guys, we never know and understand what people are going through. And we're not doing the show here to say that we understand and we know what happened and we have the full details, because as I tell
Right.
you, we don't have the full details at this point. All we know, what came through the wire, is a report of a third suicide, alleged suicide in St. Patrick, right? And this is alarming, but we don't know what's the cause. Now, we got a chance to speak to our psychologist. What's his name again? Dr. J, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what he's saying every time, it is depression, depression, depression,
Depression,
depression.
yeah,
So,
it's
and a
real.
lot of people don't know how to deal with that depression, right? And it could be a range of things. What do you do when you are depressed? You know what I mean? What do you do when you feel like you're at the final stage, you can't go anymore, and then you don't have somebody to talk to? You might think about calling somebody, but you don't know, the person might have your business out on the road. So people resolve themselves.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe how much calls we get, right? From people in Grenada and around the Caribbean that say, I want to talk to you guys. I want to talk to you, Junior. Sometimes 12 o'clock in the night, they want to talk because they feel like they want to kill themselves. And we have to almost talk them down from a ledge, because they feel like either they don't have no funds, they feel like nothing is going on for them, they don't have no money, they just can't support themselves, they can't support their family, they feel embarrassed, they don't have nothing, and they just want to end it. And sometimes we have to say, listen, talk or make an emergency call to Dr. Jason and tell Dr. Jason to intervene in this conversation here, please. So we don't know what it is, but here's what I am saying, people. We all have to be our brother's keeper, right? We all have to be our brother's keeper. And although sometimes we are in a social isolation time where people are not meeting and greeting and hugging people no more, you still could check on people. Like, people just
Yeah.
call somebody. If you hear somebody in a long time, just call them. Pick up the phone and call them. You never know, that person might be so depressed and they're just waiting for that call to offload their stress and anxiety, and just talk to someone. And you will be amazed how much conversation does help in this situation here. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
so,
that's
so
true.
let's see if we could read some of the comments there, guys. Also, we open up the phone lines. This is just not me and Lynn talking. No, all of us talking. 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. Guys, call us up and let us talk about this. What is really happening? What do you think is really happening? What is the situation? What have you been hearing? And do you feel more stressed? Do you feel more depressed around this pandemic time? And what is the source of your depression? Because probably you explaining it can help somebody else that's listening.
Well, I don't know, Junior. For me, I always eat. So I try not to think about anything else more than just eat. You
Yeah.
know, so I don't know. Everybody is different, but I try not to take stress on like that. And plus I have, you see, my Mo Franklin and Jason, we are the three that always, every day we check in on each other. Every
Yeah, you have
single
to
day.
check. We have
All day.
we have a call on the line.
Yeah.
We have a call on the line. Call you live. Where you calling us from?
West Palm Beach, Florida. Good afternoon, Junior.
Hey, how you doing?
Is that the one that said if I have to be for back?
Again, mental health is real,
Yes.
and especially in a time like this, you know what I mean. But one of the things that I want to say is that like I want to know what structures, if any, more than ever, is in place in Grenada to address, mental health in this particular time. I mean, to have 3 alleged suicides right now is alarming.
Yeah.
What and what is the authorities doing, or in terms of that?
Yeah.
How are they addressing the situation? How are they going about just basically assessing, certain things? Just to give you a little situation on stress level and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
As you say, call people. I worked with a guy in New York over 16 years ago in the restaurant business, a Spanish in Guatemala. So I just gave him a call yesterday, and I reached out to me. It's like, oh man, he just started going off. He was like, oh, I ain't working 2 months. I just had a baby April 24th. I got my 2 girls. Hey, I'm broke. He just keeps rattling. He don't know what to do. He can't get no pandemic check. He can't get no unemployment. He ain't got no papers. Wife ain't got no papers. He don't know what to do. I'm frustrated, man. You know anybody who can work, can do anything? That. So I felt so bad, Junior, that I just called to say hello, and I to be that person for him to vent. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's sometimes that means a lot to people. So at the end of the conversation, I said, "What's your bank? What's your bank account? Your bank account? And I sent him some money.
That's
it wasn't
that's
big
blessing.
money.
That's
Or
blessing.
much money, but something to help his situation,
Yes.
just to kind of curb his burden a little bit. You know what I mean? Make him feel a little comfortable for now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because sometimes money is not everything, but sometimes some people just need help. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Whether it's food or financial. So you said in this time, if you hear from somebody or your mind on somebody, give somebody a call.
Give them a call.
Said, we don't know what people are going through. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We just don't know. You know, and so once again, it's a very good program, very good topic, and mental health is real.
Yes. Yes. No, caller, listen, you are so right. You are so right. And I appreciate you, because I tell you what, exactly what you said there is exactly what we need to do as human beings, right? Because the call that you just made to that person, you didn't call because you know that he was going through this. You just called to say hi, just an innocent hi, how you doing, right? But he had all of this pent up thing inside of him. He needed to offload it, and he needed to get it out. And the fact that you did what you did, probably you saved a life that same day, brother. Trust me. Probably you saved a life right there, because the little thing that you send him, even if you send him $20, even if you send him $30, it don't matter how much you send him. And we don't need to know how much you send him. But the fact that you did that, I think that brother start to feel like, yo, somebody care. And you save a person's life right there. Right there, you save that person's life. And that's major. That is major.
Right. And this is not a family member. This is a guy that, that I worked together with, almost 20 years ago. You know what I mean? And he just was in my mind. I didn't even know he had a baby April 24th. You know what I mean?
Right.
Wow.
And this is what I feel for the illegal. I want to say illegal immigrants. I feel for people in this country who are undocumented, who are out of work right now, and who are especially in the culinary industry, in other industries, and who doesn't have that opportunity to collect a pandemic check, opportunity to collect a employment check. What do these people doing, Junior? You know what I mean?
Right.
These people are normal people with rent and families. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, I know we're addressing Grenada, but we're addressing stress on all levels right now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And what people are going through to cause depression and other stuff. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like we need to how does these people get help? I mean, the regular folks they're getting help, they're getting a bit out, so to speak, does it make sense? These people have nothing.
Yeah. I want to address one thing that I think Brenda said it. Brenda said something there. Who do you trust? No one. For me, they talk to you, then they talk about you. Confidentiality is a major problem, and we all understand that, right? You see what you did there, brother? It's a blessing, and you would receive a blessing for what you did, right? But you see other people, they're not as easy to outlet themselves like other brother was able to outlet to you. Because they feel if they come to you and say, boy, listen, brother, I real broke, I don't have $1 to my name. I can't even buy food. I can't even afford this. Then somebody go be like, listen, John, that boy don't have no money, that boy broke, and then all the man business go out on the road. And that is even more difficult to deal with. Next thing, the man walking down the road and look at John there, that boy broke. Can't even feed the children. All of this type of thing now becomes negative. So that is a part. That's another source of the problem. Some people talk too much. You know what I mean? When you give, you give, and you don't have to go on about it. That you give something. You give, you give.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Should just give and let it go.
Sometimes we as a people, we give expecting a reward or in a sense we keep accepting praise in a sense that like we need what's the word I'm looking for, we give expecting to be glorified and we talk,
right.
I give such and such, and that's not the that's not how it should be. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you give it is a calling. If you feel it, you give it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's how I look at it. I just felt yesterday, that I had to do something. And my wife said to me, if you feel like that, and you ask them how can you get some money.
Right.
If that's how you feel, there's no question about it. That was your call. If you feel like that instantly, Carla, send him some money. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And and it's not like he asked for it or anything like that. And it's not like I'm out there saying, I give somebody. I'm just giving a situation that people go through, and and sometimes, it's just a way of you helping them.
Yeah, and Carla, let me tell you again. I want to thank you for doing that, and continue. That is a part of the problem. That's a part of the solution. But the problem does be when it's reversed, when people can't find somebody to talk to. And I'm not saying that is that's the reason why we have the situation happening in Grenada with the 3 suicide. It could be a range of things. But I know the kind of calls that we get late at night. Me and Lynn, we get those calls late at night, right? And people are saying they are stressed. The whole psyche of a human being is to be around people, is to hug, and is to be loved, and is to be loved. That is our psyche. And when you don't have that, when you feel like you have to stay away, you by yourself, you just feel like you're in a bubble and no one else love you, and then you start to assume things in your head, like what happened this, and what if the world is ending, and look, my kids are crying and they don't have no money, and all of these things that is playing in somebody's head, Dread, that is enough to send somebody crazy. And you mentioned something at the top of the program, which I think that is good to talk about as it relates to what is government doing, or what is administration doing to help people that are going through the crisis inside of the crisis, because that's a crisis inside of a crisis, right? The crisis,
like are we identifying that there is a problem, and what are we going to do to address that? You know what I mean? And it's very important to attack this and know what's going on right now. I mean, if anything is not being done yet, you know what I mean? I can't speak for the Ministry of Social Development or whatever ministry is going to that address certain things. But I just know that there is a problem, and something needs to be done. I'm hearing a lot of things on a lot of programs. I'm listening to a lot of government addresses and stuff like that. And nobody's addressing mental health.
right. It is not being addressed in the ways that I think that it should be. But I did hear the Prime Minister. I did hear the Prime Minister made an announcement in the last press briefing I think he gave, when he was speaking about addressing the crisis inside of the crisis. And they do have a hotline, which I'm going to try to source and put it out there. There is a hotline that of people that you could talk to. I know they put that out there. But I still I think a lot more needs to be done. A lot more needs to be done.
Okay,
but,
I apologize for my for saying that. I'm subject to correction.
Right. No, we all are, and we understand. But listen, caller, you always bring common sense to the conversation.
Some good points,
you and some very good points. Keep watching, keep sharing, and thank you so much for being a good citizen of the world. We really appreciate you, caller.
All right, Junior. I'm gonna give you a call in the side, but we're gonna have a conversation.
No problem. Anytime.
Thank you so much.
Anytime. And thanks for all the things that you've been doing for us here as well. I know exactly who you are, and you've been a lot of help to us here to make sure that we do what we do here on a daily basis. Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
All right. Yeah. So, Lynn, this is a real problem. People, this is a real problem.
But now here's the question I have. How do you identify, how do you know, I mean, can you just look at someone and know that they're going through a lot?
No, you can't. That's the other thing. You can't look at somebody and say, oh, this person look as if they're going through a lot. Because, believe you me, I think a lot of people, and we've seen it addressed here, right? A lot of people who tend to go through a lot of that stuff, they mask it very well. They're always jovial. They're always happy. And sometimes they're the most happiest in the bunch.
That's true.
Sometimes they're the most jovial in the bunch. So when something happens, you'll be like, nah, man. She does laugh and get on and have fun all the time. Nah, man, I don't believe that she would do something like that.
Shocking, right?
Because they go to they mask it a lot. But what you have to do, if all of us are loyal citizens of the world, and we believe and understand, and don't blame them. I don't want to say them as in a bad way, but don't blame when you hear somebody commit suicide and say, oh, he was a nastiness anyway to do that to himself. Well, all you don't know what people going through.
What they're going through, yeah.
All you don't know, we don't know what people going through every single day, especially in this pandemic that we're going through right now.
But you know, most of the time, sometimes we'll be walking the street and we're smiling, and people don't even know what's in our thoughts. No one knows what we're thinking. And it's I don't know. It's sad.
That's really right. We have a call. Next caller. Caller, where you calling us from?
I'm calling from Connecticut.
Deanne Fraser. Go ahead, Deanne Fraser. Go ahead with your bad self.
Hey, Liam. Good evening. Hi, Junior. How are
Hey, hey.
you?
How you doing?
Hi to my viewers. How are you?
They
How is
did.
everybody doing?
They did.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say I'm so sorry to hear about the person who allegedly committed suicide. I guess most of the details are not yet in.
Right.
But while we are on the subject of depression and our current times and issues,
Right.
I want to encourage everyone to reach out to somebody today.
Yeah.
Just like our caller just now said, he just had it in himself to call that person.
Mm-hmm.
I am encouraging our viewers to call at least one, and I say at least, I didn't say one.
Right.
You could call 5 if you think you can take 5.
Yeah.
But in the next few days, or at least over the weekend, if you're not doing anything, please reach out to somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying reach out to somebody to gossip. Reach out to somebody, find out how they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You may not have money. Like, I don't have money, but Junior, I have the gift of God. Let me tell you something. I could light up a room with my mouth. Everybody knows that.
Oh, we know that. We know
and
that.
I may not be able to give somebody money, but I can give them a laugh. I may give them hope.
Mm-hmm.
I may be able to listen. And that's so very important. And people are just needing folks. Yeah, I know we need money and stuff, but we also need shoulders to cry on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Angel, hold on. Angel,
from you in a few days. So
Angel,
I'd like you to reach out to me.
Angel says, reach out to who? Let me tell you who I think you should reach out to. Angel or anybody else,
Reach
right?
out to somebody. Anybody. Let me tell
Anybody.
you who I reached out to over the last few days. I hate to interrupt you, Junior. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, but you see, reach out to who? You see, when Diane
know about it.
Oh, she's talking.
And I have been staying in touch.
Uh-huh.
And you know what I've learned over having communicated with that person over a period of time.
Uh-huh.
She's not the type of person that will ask you for stuff.
Right.
And I know she needs someone to talk to.
Yeah.
I don't have money to give, but you know what? Like I said, I can listen. The last few days, I met her tearful because she has little to give herself and her child.
Mm-hmm.
What I was able to do is call somebody else in Grenada and say, listen, you know how things are, right? Do you have a little that you can offer X, Y, Z?
Yeah, true.
Please.
Point.
I am literally putting myself in a place where I can ask for handout.
Right, right.
She didn't ask me, but the fact that I called, and from talking to her, I learned that she had a need. Right? It may not be a need, but it may just be somebody needs to talk to somebody. They're having a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
They may need information that they have no clue about. Oh my God, my landlord is going to throw me out. You can say, hey, but your state, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. We're here.
Yeah, your state has passed a law, or your governor has said, hey, don't worry about the rent because we're not going to allow anyone to evict you.
Yeah.
Right? And someone just needs as well to hear that someone cares about them.
And that is something that I want people to understand, right? And let me go back a little bit because we have our resident Dr. L.A. Williams, Leslie Ann Williams. She's in here, and she said, "Somebody, please tell me what's going on." All right, so let's go back a little bit. So
let me have you have someone else, and I'm going to get off the line as well. Have someone else call in, but I'm going to say, make my pledge. I'm going to reach out to somebody.
Reach out to somebody. That's right. That's right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, reach out to me because I need my roti.
Yeah, we need roti.
Hello, Lynn. Listen, girl. All right. Good night, folks.
All right, so guys, listen what we're talking about. On Thursdays, we have this Dear Rider. Dear Rider is designed to hear from you, hear what's going through your mind, hear what you want to talk about. So throughout the week, we get a lot of messages via text, via instant message, email of people that wants to say something, that wants to share their story, but they're too frightened to come on because of for whatever reason. So they write into us, our Dear Rider. So somebody write into us today. Our first topic is, what is happening in Grenada. This has been the third suicide in a particular area in Grenada called St. Patrick. So they want to know what is really happening. So we are just talking and conversating with everyone about the likely scenarios and how we, as goodly citizens of the world, should reach out and help and talk and conversate. And the pressures that's happening right now because people are in quarantine, people are not able to share with other people as how they used to. Hugging and being a part of a family is something that human beings are known for. We are people that love to embrace, right? That's who we are. And when we are unable to do that, people are becoming more depressed. We are seeing more increase in suicide. We are seeing an increase in crime, an increase in a lot of different things. So we're just talking to find out what problems and situation people are having. Let us have this conversation on it. So that's what the topic today is all about. I hope we was able to give you a scenario of the conversation here today. Dr. Ellie Williams. Lynn, let me ask you this question here. Do you think that governments need to do more to help the crisis inside of this crisis?
They do.
The crisis is the crisis inside of this existing crisis.
Yeah,
what do you think that could be done? And we're not being political. We're just giving our opinions.
I think they need to reach out more. They need to go around into the community and probably, have a little center, where people could, go to and socialize, even if they don't want to, talk to a family member, but at least have a center, a calling center where they could call and, talk to someone about it.
Yeah. True. They need to, and they are doing, because I did hear the Prime Minister speak about the fact that helping people that are going through a lot inside of this crisis. But
they have a number. They have a number.
We have a number. We go try to get it and publish it because people need to have that number. So Jackie Chaitan is saying, Junior, before the quarantine, people had other problems.
Yes. Well, that's true.
The people had other problems, and someone told me today. They said it's just from the time the pandemic start, all that we're hearing is people dying from COVID-19. What happened to people dying from cancer and people dying from all this other stuff? All hearing is COVID-19. But the truth and the fact of the matter is, COVID-19, we're hearing a lot about it, but there's still problems that people are having on the side of COVID-19. People are still in situations where they're being sexually abused. We still have stories upon stories to tell about people who've been sexually molested, husbands, wives, children, domestic abuse. We hear that still exists. A husband still stabbing up wife and fighting and drinking and breaking bottle and chopping and all of these things still happening now. So there's still, the problem still exists. But what happened now, you have more stress. Mount on top of the existing stress to make it a broader and more is a bigger problem. Here's what we have. Here's a situation. A father who is living in a home with his wife and his children. Now he lost his job and he cannot afford to buy basic necessities for his child and for his home or whatever the case is. The rent start to mount up. And then the children crying because they ain't have no food to eat. And the father sitting there like, yo, I don't have no money, Jed. How I buying food to feed the kids? What I have to do? All of a sudden, the father had to think, well, when you look at the wife looking at him, the children looking at him, the man is a breadwinner. It's like he lose all his sense of dignity because he now cannot provide for his family.
And sometimes they don't even want to go ask someone else, right?
And no, because it comes back to what Brenda was saying.
Yeah.
Back to what Brenda was saying, the confidentiality. So you will come and say, yo, brethren, you could lend me a little $100, please. Innocent, you know. But the man think, if he come and he talk about $100 and he go and ask somebody for something, it's because somebody else go no down the road And some people have that dignity, and some people have that pride. That pride will kill us, because we have too much pride. Sometimes I feel like we have too much pride. Some of us have too much pride.
It's true.
Yes,
True.
because for me, I fall down a lot of times and I get up. Right? I feel every time everybody go through problems. Nobody ride on a road and the road always smooth, and you don't have traffic. So everybody have problems. Everybody have situations in their life, right? So if you in a position that you have to ask somebody, now listen, ask them.
Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard, Junior. It's hard. And Brenda is right. Sometimes it's really hard. It's really hard sometimes. Because, I mean, you ask and they might tell you one, but then as Brenda says, you know, then they're gone with it. You know, and then it comes back to you. I mean, how do you feel when it comes back to you?
That is true. That is true. Shame over pride. Shame over pride. And that is what is, I think that is what is the big picture here. The bigger story, right? Fathers, people are not in position to provide anymore. And you will see an upsurge of stuff like, well, I ain't asking for it, but I see it already. Look the other day, what happened in the bank machine? What happened in the bank machine, Dylan? Somebody tried to go and mash up the teller machine to get money.
You're desperate.
Right? You could see that person is not a criminal, you know. That person is not a criminal. You know why they're not a criminal? Let me tell you. This person take a sledgehammer and go mash up an ATM machine looking for money. That person, a criminal who study criminology, who understand criminology, know that you can't thief no money from an ATM. The money there in the cheese, you could mash up the ATM box, but you don't get any money. So you go bang out of desperation. You bang in the ATM machine, but you go never get the money because the money there in a combination lock cheese at the bottom there that you have to put a combination. As much bang, you can't break that cheese lock.
That's true.
So it's a desperate person. It's a desperate person who end up going and breaking there, because when you look at your wife face, you look at your children face, and everybody hungry, you have to look to the next. What is the next thing that I do to feed my family? Boy, I have to go and do something. I have to take out the shame from my eye. And I don't say that that's what led to the brother situation in St. Patrick. But that is, I could see that being a contributing factor to what is possible and what could be happening in right now. Right now, it could be happening. Frustration, desperation, and shame in your eye. It's all of these things combined. It's all of these things. And people don't walk in. Do you know what it feels like to be in a position where you could have provided for your family? All of a sudden, that just taken from under you.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're begging, you know. You want to walk? Give me work. I want to work. I'm not a person who sit there and just take things from government.
But I want to work. You know something, Junior? Sometimes I see they post jobs on Facebook, right? Even in Grenada. And I sometimes ask myself, but when you I mean, there's so many kids out there, you know, who never, I mean, they just graduated from school. And then you see that the jobs posted, and you must have 5 years experience and 2 years experience. But the thing is, the kids have the education for the job, but then they don't have the experience. Then what?
Yeah, well, you see, it's the same thing. What did I say? When you go, if you don't have credit, right? If you don't have credit, you come out of high school or college and you don't have credit, and you go to get a car. What they go tell you? You need credit. But nobody go give you credit.
Exactly. It's ridiculous.
You have to strategize. You have to strategize your whole scene, right? You have to strategize your whole thing. You know what I mean? But this is where it comes back again. This is where it comes back again, because this is gonna really trip people up. This is really already tripping people up, right? You're in a position where you cannot provide. You can't get work. You don't begging NIS for the money. You don't begging government for no money. You want to work, or you're a business owner. You're an entrepreneur. You spend a good part of your life. You spend a good part of your life building your business. You invest all your little pocket change. You go pick up your nutmeg, you put it in under your mattress, you save it, you start your business, and all of a sudden you're sitting there and you're watching your life investment crumble right in front of your eye. Crumble right in front of your eye. All kind of thing going in your head now. And that's a different way to look at it. You don't asking the government for no money. You don't begging NIS for no money, but you're just not able to function because of the pandemic, because of the current crisis situation that we're in. And that is the bigger problem. That is the crisis inside of the crisis. What am I to do when I lose everything? If I lose everything, what am I to do? So here's where people have to come in. Psychologists and government and everybody, the population have to come in and say, listen, we really seminars. We really need to have seminars to talk to people about what they need to do in situations. Right? We need to have seminars to talk to people about what you do in situation when you're faced in position and situation like that. New economy building. Give people a hope for the future. Give people hope, because if you don't have hope, then you feel like it's the end of life. It's the end of the world. So you have to, that's where government had to come in. Start giving people hope again. Start giving people hope again. And that is where I think it needs to go. That's the role, I think, my opinion, again, that's the role I think government needs to play right now at this point. Giving people hope. Giving people hope. People need hope at this time, because without hope, it's the end of the world for a lot of people. And that is the fact. That is the fact. Guys, we still want to hear your voice. 718-701-5720. I'm tired hearing only me and Lynn voice talking. Let me get somebody else up on the live. 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. Lynn, if you see any comment there that we need to comment on, bring it up to light. Let us talk about it. Because I know a lot of comments going all over the place, and I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss anything. I think everybody's opinion is necessary to be heard. There's no monopoly on good on good ideas. So we want to get all the ideas. Call in if we don't mention your comment. Please call in 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. That is our number right here. It is not the business of the government to give people hope. That is the job. That is the job of the churches. Time for the churches to really share Jesus. All right, let's talk about that. Now, she made a very valid point, right? But I still think that the government, if you have a government that doesn't, and I'm not saying that we do, right? But if you have a government that is not showing and not giving people projection for the future, or showing them a future plan, right? There is no infrastructure building. There is no future infrastructures. There is no implementation for education, and things are moving like if it's moving in a good direction. The people will start to feel like, yo, this is not working good for me. It's either they move and they go to another place, or they go and stay someplace else, because their life is not functioning in this place. So the government have a responsibility, in my opinion. The government have a certain responsibility to build the infrastructure for hope. Like when Barack Obama came and he said hope, people felt like, yeah, they want to hope again. They want to feel like they could be a part of something again, right? So that's what I think the role of government could play. The role the churches could play now. The churches have to play a very integral role, but I think a lot of the churches are failing in their ability to do what they're supposed to do. A lot of churches, they just really think that that's an opportunity to galvanize the congregation for more financial support, so the churches could pay their bills and they don't go bankrupt.
That's true.
The churches and them more, not all, some. The churches and them right now, some of the churches and them right now, they're thinking about their longevity plan. They're thinking about if they will be able to survive, because a lot of the churches paying rent too. Where they at? A lot of the churches and them don't own their building. They have to pay rent. So they're thinking about their own survival, right? They're thinking about their own survival. and they're talking about, oh well, the churches need assistance, and then the people of them who are already depressed still have to think about ways to sustain themselves and still sustain the congregation. And I don't find a lot of them talking about hope. I don't find a lot of them talking about hope right at this moment. If you guys agree or disagree with me, call me up. Let me know what you guys are saying. Government are to govern with fairness. They are to govern with wisdom. If hope is attained,
noted there, then fine. But who is the government? It's the people. People make up the government, and if what they are doing is not working, then the people need to exercise the right to vote and not just talk.
Right. No. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. But what I'm saying is the government need to set the foundation. Right. The government is like the farmer. Right. In that context, the government is like the farmer. You cultivate the land and you set the land because the land was rugged and hilly, but you plow the land and you make it conducive. You make it because you have the resources to do that. You have the resources to farm the land and flatten the land and pave the land and make the land a little more better for the plantation owner.
You got to pave the way for the others.
Pave the way, because the government have the resources. And then people now come in and then they plant and the plants grow and then it cultivates, and then the government is happy at the end of the day because you know why? Because the government get taxes from the work that they did, because that's how government survive, by taxes. Call you live.
Yes, Junior, it's me again. I don't want to take up the program too much, but
no problem.
I just had to call in and to let you know that I agree with your statement as far as it goes. As once again, it's not political. Don't get me wrong. But in every situation, you need to address certain things and put things in place to help.
Yes.
Structures, whatever it be. Now, if you figure that in Grenada you have X amount of students graduating every year, whether it be national college, whatever, and there's no job for these kids and stuff like that. What is being put in place to address that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing is
okay, we lost him there. Lynn, I don't know if you heard the first part of the question that he said. What has been in place to address what? I didn't get that first part of the.
I guess he's talking about what has been in place to when the kids graduate from school.
Right.
So it's the same thing I was saying. You post up a job, but you must have 5 years experience.
Right.
But if you just left school and you want a job, but you can't because you don't have the experience, then what? Then you got to put something in place for them.
Yes, it depends on the field. It depends on the field, right? Because I remember when we had the Minister of Education right here on Ridealong, and we were speaking about the new economy and what's the new economy is going to look like. And she was talking about coding, right? She was talking about coding and how important that is, right? So that gave me a sense of, well, that's very important because I am from a computer science, computer programming background.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, if you come out of college anywhere and you have a computer programming or computer science background, or you have that degree, instantly Silicon Valley wants you. They pay you top dollar. Uber wants you. They hire 100% of the graduates, right? Because that is in high demand. But if you're in a field that is not in the high demand category, then you may have to wait longer to get a job. It's understandable because the demand may not be there. So I think they need to look at the demand. What are the demands? What are some of the things that needed, not for now, for the future? Do a projection of what the future gonna look like, And if you know what the future will look like, then you have an idea as to how your education system supposed to shape up. Because then now you have you're building for the future. You aren't just building for now. Because when I was doing computer, I used to build computers. But now I learned to build computers so good. I used to build computer for people, make a lot of money doing it. But now ain't nobody building computers anymore. That business dead, right? That was just a time frame. But what the future is programming. The future is driverless cars. The future is technology. That is the future. And they need to look at, even Caribbean in education need to look at coding and all of these different things. Not just provide us an education system that they have to go and cut grass at the end or something that they can't really use in the wider world. And the other thing too, Lynn, people might say, well, because I'm in Grenada, there's not a demand for coding in Grenada or the Caribbean. The fact of the matter is there is a big demand for coding around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to be in the US to be employed by a US company that need coders and developers and infrastructure developers and all these things. No, you could be anywhere and do that job. Anywhere at all and do that job. Right? But I don't want to stray too far away from the topic. Just come back, wheel it back in a little bit. We're talking about the situation as it involved this person. We just got the news that this person from St. Patrick committed suicide. That's preliminary. We don't have the full details. We're looking to get more details, and we're going to paste it on the page. And we're talking about the cause and effect as far as what we know from what we've been hearing from our guests. And we want to hear your views as well. 718-701-5720 is our number. We're coming down to wind up time. We're going to give you guys about 10 more minutes to make up for the full hour. And then we're going to wrap it up. Lynn, what's on your mind? Anything else?
I saw Miss Joseph ask a question, Lydia Joseph. I'm trying to get it here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think was it this one? No, that's Lydia.
No, that's Lydia James.
Okay.
She asked a question. Okay, here it is.
Okay. Are the churches financial institution?
Mm-hmm.
Lynn, tell that ambulance pass fast by you, because I realized they was always interrupt the program.
COVID-19 is around the corner.
Yeah.
The hospital is right next to me. That's why.
Our church's financial institution. When you say financial institution, what you mean? Like, of course, churches is not like a bank. A bank is a financial institution.
But they make a lot of money, right? They make a lot of money.
Yeah, but church is not a financial institution. A bank, the purpose and responsibility of a bank and the purpose and responsibility of a church is two separate purpose and responsibility. A church is supposed to be, in other words, most churches here in the US are set up as non-for-profit organization. They're supposed to be, right? They get certain perks to provide a certain level of service to people, but it's not a financial institution. It's not a financial institution.
Right.
It's different, right? But the churches, there's some big churches out here that makes a lot of money, and churches make money based on the congregation. The churches also get a lot of incentive, tax-free incentive that other businesses doesn't get. Like if I set up a S corporation here in the US, then I have to file taxes. And then I don't get concession on a lot of things, but churches get a lot of concessions and they don't have to pay a lot of taxes.
Look at this one here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are a financial institution. They do not pay taxes and they take and they hide. Yeah, but when you talk about financial institution, here's what I want to get clear. When you say financial institution, a financial institution are, to me, what I understand from that is a company like a bank who basically the sole purpose is to source income, invest, give loans, and mortgages, and that's what I think when I hear financial institution, right? The government backed them by the FDIC insured and all of these things. That's why I see it as a financial institution. As Clive is saying, no, Junior, churches with large congregation do not mean do not mean lots of money. No. I'm not saying that churches with large institution, just congregation doesn't mean large money. Well, they have the larger the larger the congregation, the potential of making more money is more prevalent, right? If they have a small congregation, they might not be in a position to make as much money. Maybe not, because they probably have 10 people who are very eligible donors to the church, and you might have 100 that are not. So I understand where you're coming from with that. But if you have a big church like the CDC church here in Brooklyn,
they make a lot of money.
They have church. They have a service at 8 o'clock. They have a service at 11 o'clock, and they have a service sometime at 3 o'clock, right? And they have tied in about 3 times per service.
Don't they have their own stores? And then they got Mr. Brinks. Mr. Brinks always coming to get the money.
They have their own store, But churches, again, they some of them are creative, more creative than some.
Right.
Some of them are, they merchandise products. We even have a church that's on the ride here. He does very good for the community. He merchandise stuff. He give a lot of inspirational things. He have prayer hotline. He give people hope. Some churches do what they have to do. I ain't here bashing churches and say all churches are this and all churches are that. But back to the question of financial institution. A church is not a financial institution in the sense of the word financial institution. I don't think that a church is a financial institution. They were set up for a particular purpose or a particular reason. Just like when you set up a 501c3, a non-for-profit organization, they would ask you the purpose of your entity, and the purpose would have to be to provide some sort of service to the community service, community outreach. Hence the reason why you wouldn't be held to pay all these taxes. There are some kickbacks that you get because you're supposed to provide a particular service to the community. Any contradiction to that about financial institution? Call me up, guys. Who was saying about the financial institution? I want to get some clarity on exactly what you're saying as it relates to financial institution, because as far as I know, a church is not a financial institution. A church is there for a specific purpose, and that purpose is to teach people, educate the population, the congregation about the Lord, to help people, guide people, to advise people. There are even some churches right in our communities that I've seen that have food drives that they give out. My mom go to a church, and every Sunday she out there giving food to the needy. So they do what they're supposed to do in giving back to the community. But some churches, they don't do as much as others. All right, call me up 718-701-5720, guys. We're talking about the initial topic that we was talking about was the stress and depression that's happening right now in our community because of the COVID-19, the crisis inside of the crisis, because we heard of the situation of a young man that just committed suicide back home. So that was the original conversation. Lynn, anything else came to your radar right there we need to address or talk about? Nada? Nothing?
No, I haven't seen.
Nothing? All right. Let's open up the phone lines again, guys. Give you guys 5 more minutes if you want to call in. 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. It's lovely on a Thursday where we could have a one-on-one conversation. We could have this type of conversation, right? Because there are a lot of things that are on people's mind. And when you're on Ride Along and everybody have a story to tell, and someone sharing their story, it may not speak to all of the topics that we need to talk about that's current. And I think we really need to talk about those current topics, those current things that's happening that affecting our community. Hence the reason why we have this Dear Rider thing. So if you have issue, a situation, or someone that have an issue or a situation, and they don't want to come on. They don't want to come on because for some reason they're shy or whatever. They don't want to show their faces. Um, Guys, the church is a social interaction. Uh, well, not always. I mean, it is social interaction, but a church is not just social interaction. Church supposed to be a little more than that, I think, Zingo. I think.
Call us up, Zingo. Call us up.
Zingo go say he ain't calling. Zingo, forget that. Don't ask Zingo to call again. Zingo ain't go call. He just ain't go call. Zingo do just type thing and just type thing and then go away. That's how Zingo does play. Emotional support to deal with this period. Yes, guys, we agree that at this point in time, people need assistance, people need help, people need encouragement, people need they need a sense of hope that they don't feel right now. You know, much time people call and they say, you know, they feel like the world, this is the end of the world. They just don't see any way further past this. But this really and truly, guys, we continue to preach it right here. There will be another side of this COVID thing, you know. There will be another side of this. After this pass, we'll talk about, boy, remember when we used to wear masks all the time? And I start to identify people by the mask. You know, you used to see somebody walking on the street lane and you know them by looking at their face.
You can't know anymore.
Oh, but I seen people and I identifying them by the mask. They wearing mask. I say, yeah, I know who you is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's sad, but we gonna get to a point where we'll be like, yo, remember when we used to identify people by the mask, right? And we gonna get past this. But everybody can see that far. Some people are depressed because what they're going through is tremendous.
You got to have family members that listen to you.
Yeah. What they are going through right now, they feel like there is no way out of this. And we all, as a community, need to do more.
Yeah.
We need to do more. You need to do more. Call up 5 friends of 5 individuals that you haven't spoken to in a while and just call them up and see how they're doing. Hi, what's up? How are you doing today? That is being a good global citizen. Just say hi to someone. Call them up and see how they're doing. And just imagine if everybody call up 5 people, then that is the whole population. Like everybody looking for somebody else. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to ask. Because we are not magicians to guess and know if people are in need. And even with us here at Ridealong, we try everything. We do bake sale, we do cupcake sale, we do brunch, we do all kind of thing to see how we can help people as much as possible. So if you need a little something, don't be afraid to reach out to us. Your information is 100% confidential with us. If you need somebody to talk to, we do. That's why we are Ridealong support group. We do for that, right? And we'll continue to help. But don't be afraid to reach out to us, reach out to somebody if you're having problems, if you're having difficulties, if you're going through a tough period in time, if you are having situation that you feel that you just need to talk to someone. And to the other people that may get that call, your responsibility is not to take them people's business and put it out on the road. That's what they call you for.
I see Ellie Williams said something.
Find it there still, but let me take this call. A call just came in. Call it live. Where are you calling us from?
Brooklyn,
New York. Go right ahead.
Well, what are calling up my name for?
Zingo.
You see? No, Zingo hear the woman voice. Yeah? Zingo hear the woman voice. He call. You see that?
Yes. But Zingo doesn't call. You know, Zingo doesn't call Ridealong at all. Zingo doesn't call Ridealong at all. Do you know what I tell him call? Say, oh, but I walk in. Your knives are around me. I can't talk. I didn't a hole. I didn't a basement.
All right.
Zingo, tell me.
Listen,
go ahead.
All right. Where should I start? Because
from the top.
You know, sometimes it's a very good topic. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are. I think you shouldn't stray from the topic because some people are talking about the church is a financial institution. The church is a social institution, not a financial
Right.
I mean, we know what the church does, and the reason why I bring up the church because when you started the program, you were basically addressing like the serious concern home,
Right.
and part of the solution should be the church. What about non-governmental organizations, NGOs? They are basically the bodies that are supposed to assist in rural development, and part of that is ensuring that people can handle time of need.
Right. Right.
No, this is a period that we have never experienced before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think anyone who was there in the 1817 when all those 1717 and all those
The Spanish flu period.
Spanish flu, and I don't think we have anybody that survived this thing that are survivors to tell us what to do in time of this kind of pandemic.
True.
We have some with hurricanes and floods and earthquakes. Well, when a hurricane passes, even like terrible like Ivan or Janet, the people know that in 2 or 3 days the eye is gonna make a swing, and that's it.
Right.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Now this thing now, whether it be conspiracy theory or not, I mean, it doesn't look natural. It certainly doesn't look natural.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So whether it's man-made or not, we have it. So we have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the minister, the government, the health team, home, I think they are doing a wonderful job.
Right.
But there are a lot of underlying implications with this thing that probably they have to go by day on the fly to learn of what we need to do, what we need not to do.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this, Junior. Listen, man. You staying home, just by staying home, you're gonna get depressed. You understand?
Well, when I mean me personally, Zingo, I had so much work to do. Trust me. My whole life is about staying home. Not me personally, but I understand with people.
I understand that, but what about people that are not accustomed to that?
Right. No, yeah.
No. Who is there now to guide them, to tell them that, look, guys, you gotta get up, you gotta walk, you gotta even if you gotta walk around the house. Who is there to do that?
Yeah.
You understand?
True.
So depression can lead to a lot of things, you know?
True.
Yes, it can.
People get mentally unstable. You know, people is not, working. And I don't want to knock anybody, Junior.
Mm-hmm.
But this generation has evaded all the good things of the previous generation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I was growing up, I mean, I'm pretty young still, but when I was very young, I mean, they taught us to prepare for the rainy days, and these are rainy days.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Well, you
And
see,
look, it seems to me like.
Yeah, this is
Like,
not just
not
rain.
many people.
This is hurricane. This is hurricane, constant hurricane. It's not even regular rain. This is rugged hurricane storm for the past couple of days. Nobody prepared for that. Nobody could have prepared for that. Even businesses where they say that they put X amount of money, for times when times get rough, they filing for bankruptcy. Bankruptcy protection. That doesn't necessarily mean that they don't want the money. They just don't want to.
That's just another form of making money.
Yes,
bankruptcy is just another form of making money.
Yeah, exactly. exactly. But the truth of the fact is, let's narrow it down, right? You say we should come back into what we was talking about initially and stick to that point, which I understand. I believe that persons right now that are being quarantined, staying indoors, and social isolation, that could play on somebody's psyche, that could get somebody crazy, that could send somebody mad. But there's other factors as well. The church came up because we were saying that the church supposed to be a conduit where that should give people hope, to let them know that this is not the end. There's better times, there's better ways, there's better things ahead of you. The church supposed to be that conduit that people feel a sense of hope. The politician we were saying would have paved the way to pave the grass, to pave the way to let people feel that hope, right? So everybody have a role to play.
The politician, right?
Mm-hmm.
The politician just have to provide a sense of hope for people.
Right. Yeah, I feel so
There's
too.
I hear people say, no, people calling and they don't want to be political. Once you talk in politics, you're political.
Right.
As far as I can.
Right.
But the politicians do have to provide a sense of hope for his people. You know, we can be. I mean, the people in Grenada are very fortunate.
Right.
In my opinion, I could be wrong. People could disagree with me, but Junior, you out here and you know what the media are going through with the leader out here on a day-to-day basis. You know the cartoon that is going on.
Yeah.
I call it cartoon because from the time they ask a question, you just shut them down and you just you think if this was to happen in Grenada, you think Grenada will sit down and accept that?
Well, that is a whole new different ride along right there. That is a whole new different ride along.
But what I'm saying, the leaders have to provide hope for people.
Yeah.
The churches has to be a conduit for hope also.
Yes, I agree.
The NGOs.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
The social services.
Yes.
You know, all these people have to find a way now, you know, how to educate people and how to maneuver this. It's a storm, this new storm, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, we understand, Zingo. Thank you for calling.
Yes,
and I listen, I have to say I'm happy because for the first time,
here pulls Zingo in, Junior. Zingo.
Ellen.
Hey, you know my name? Zingo. So, you know, forget about Junior talking to you now. Is a woman talking to you. She go pull you in, you know what I mean? Just look at me in my eyes and you'll see what I'm talking about. Through my glasses. Zingo, I need you for we're gonna call you up because we need you for a celebrity friendly feud. Deal?
Yeah, no problem. I tell you, it's not a problem already, but
all right.
You know, I'm inside Walker Junior. I'm a busy guy. So.
Yeah.
All right. So Zingo, here's what. When is the next day off? Next Saturday?
No, next Saturday I'm on.
Well, we go talk. Lynn, square that with Zingo up there, please. All you set up all your thing. Set up all your thing and let me get Zingo on. Because you know Zingo, we need Zingo on there. All right, Zingo, big up yourself. Stay safe, my brother.
All right, thanks, Zingo.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, listen. I'm just so happy that we get Zingo to call. He could have called and say ta whatever, talk shit. I don't care. I just wanted him to call because Zingo doesn't call the program at all. All he's doing is writing. All he's doing is writing inside it. All right, so thanks for calling. Thanks for being a part of it. So let's close it up now, guys. Here's what we're saying, right? To close it up, we still don't know
the
reason for the suicide. We still don't know why. We still don't know who, and we don't know if it's gonna happen again or who is going through the problems right now. We don't know nothing, right? We really don't know nothing. But here, what we could do. Here, what we do know. We know that we as human beings, as people in general, we need to be loved. We feel that sense of love. We need to feel a sense of love. Even my puppy, Brooklyn. If I don't play with Brooklyn, I feel like Brooklyn will just go in a corner and just fall along and dead because she just like to play with people.
Well, I see Brooklyn dance last week. I was shocked.
She dance all the time. That is a normal thing. If you don't if you just have a dog or a puppy and you don't walk the dog and you don't play with the dog go dead. The ego dead. So human beings need to be that. People need to be a part of people. We are that's how we are made.
Yeah, but I don't think you'll get that, Junior. I don't think you'll get that because
Yeah.
the way humans are, it's hard. It's
But
hard.
what I'm saying is we need to know and understand that at some point in time someone will be up, some people will be down. Be your brother's keeper. If you could help, you are in a position to help. You have friends that haven't heard for in a while, call them up, find out how they're doing. Just be a good citizen of the world and help people out because there are people out there who need assistance. And that's what we're saying. We're gonna find more information about
Yeah, Angel is asking what y'all gonna do to help. Well, Angel, we do have a support group.
Yes, psychologists as well. We have
if,
psychologists on staff.
right. So we're always there. Even though we cannot help you with everything, at least we could put you on to someone.
Yes. And let me add this, that our psychologist, who is Mr. Dr. Jason Pendergrass, right? He's a clinical psychologist. He helps in many, many different ways. I could call when we get a call and someone call and they say, oh, it's 12 o'clock or whatever the case is, and they need to speak to someone. I would call Dr. Jason Pendergrass at 1 o'clock in the morning and say, Dr. J, I need you to WhatsApp this person for me, please, and talk to them. And he would say, send me the number in his sleepy voice, and he would call them. So we have been doing this and we'll continue to do it. And we urge everyone, we have a hotline for people who need help. We have a number. We have a support group for people who need help. And we'll continue to do those things. So if you don't need it, probably somebody else would need it. Please pass it along, right? Please pass it along, because we do our best. But you have to do it, because we cannot do everything. Government can't do everything. Churches can't do everything. You right there. Yes, you, and you. All here. Everybody have to do their part. Everybody have to do something, right? What you might have to do is not what I have to do. I probably could do a little more, a little less, or whatever the case is. I have to do what I have to do, and what we are trying to do our best. Call someone up today. Find out how they're doing. They have $5 and you could afford it, and you know somebody need it, and they don't have money for the groceries. Give it to them. You know how they feel? Everybody go in and shop and grocery day, and this person can't even buy a pound of rice, and you have it. You could give it, and you're just being selfish. Yeah? Help somebody else out, man. That's what life is all about. That is what life is all about. We ain't gonna save the world, but we could start. We could save one. If we save one person,
save a lot.
Save a lot. Thank you, guys.
And moving forward, next Thursday, we'll start having our Dear Rider.
Every Thursday. With this lady right here, right there. See her? Let me take on thing and show she face. And if she don't come in time, I'm gonna tell all you.
Don't start, Junior. You call me 10 minutes too.
Yeah.
Make me time ahead like a Baptist.
Well, everybody tie their head sometimes. They was asking for the number, guys. When we offer here, this number, you could call 1-870-157-20. It will come to one of us. We'll get the call and we'll direct it to the appropriate person, whether it's a psychologist. And that's all. That number is also available on WhatsApp. So for the folks in the Caribbean, that number is also available on WhatsApp. We also have a local Grenada number too. I'll tell all you what the local Grenada number just now. But we have a local number. I'll tell you the number right now. Hold on. I don't call the number, but let me find it. Let me find the number. Guys, I'll post the local number. I'll post the local number, the Grenada number. But this number right here is on WhatsApp. It's also a direct phone number. It's also on Zoom. You guys could call that number and we'll put you in touch with someone who...
I think we should add Dr. Leo. I'm going to talk to Dr. Leo.
Right. We have,
add into.
and if you are a clinical psychologist or anyone in the field and you want to be a part of our social group, our support group, please, we want to have you on board. We want to have you if you want to help, right? We don't have a lot of money to pay you. In fact, we don't have no money to pay you. You'll get a blessing. You'll get a blessing. And if we get any donation coming forward, we'll take care of you. We'll take care of our people. But the guys, that's the best we could do. Everybody have a part to play in this. We all in this thing together. All right, Lynn, final word.
Everyone stay safe. Depression is real, so just check on each other. You know, give someone a call every now and then and see how they're doing. You know, we could do it. I think we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can and we must. Yes, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of our program. Here's the reason why we have games and things on a Friday, to get you guys away from the madness. So tomorrow we have a game called Ride Trivia. We're not having no stories. It's all about fun and games on a Friday. Ride Trivia tomorrow coming up.
Oh yeah, L.A. Williams and Zingo could be a good match for Family Feud.
Friendly Feud.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. That'll be cool.
We'll match that.
Yeah. We'll make it happen. Yeah. Thank you guys. Somebody asked me if I cut my hair. No, I ain't cut my hair. Just in the back. So here's a mess, though. It's a complete mess. I wonder
if I should reveal mine. Lord help me. Lord, I think nobody wants to see that, right?
Lord help you.
I'm not gonna reveal it.
Guys, let me tell you about our show that we have on in the morning time. Rise with Dr. Z. It comes in at 8 a.m. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Rise with Dr. Z. Yeah, wake up and live. Wake up and live in the morning with Dr. Z at 8 a.m. And don't forget, on Sundays, Sundays, we have Veron Richards. Yeah, Veron Richards is on Ride Along as well. She has a show called Plain Talk. That's at 6 p.m. That's at 6 p.m. right here on Ride Along. A lot happening over here on the ride, guys.
Look, Wendy McGuire, she's saying anyone needs to talk.
Wendy, yes, I hope I can eat. Wendy is a great resource, and she's a nurse, and she's lovely. She's so lovely. Thank you so much, Wendy. LA, say don't put me in that.
I think she wants to be with Zingo.
Yeah, let's put her in that. She's our doctor. Give us so much great information. Thank you guys. Peace out. Don't forget.
Bye guys.
Pull out your sensors and be a part of the solution. Peace out. Bye-bye. Catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Peace out.
Hey, did you know that the census is due this year on April 1st? And guess what? This time we can finally count as Caribbean. This year, all you have to do is 1. Check the race box, and 2. Write in your country of birth or ancestry. You can answer by the paper form, online, or by phone. Everybody counts in Census 2020. So count as Caribbean. Yes, we count.